Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Shonen and Chill, hosted by Zenrotto and Oceaniz.
Hello, hello, folks. Lovely to be back.
And we got a big boy today. We got
Yeah,
stuff to do.
yeah, I got stuff to catch up on after a couple of cursed weeks. Well,
hmm
one cursed week.
One cursed
Um,
week, but it's made up for by the fact that JoJo's here now.
yes, the big news, of course,
All worth it.
JoJo. Yeah, that JoJo Part 9 has started. And we'll talk about it because everyone said we should.
Yep, it was pretty unanimous when we were like, "Hey, should we talk about JoJo?" No one said no. So
Yeah, no one said it wouldn't fit because I mean it's JoJo. It's kind of synonymous with Jump, even if it's not in Weekly Shonen Jump anymore. Um, so yeah, we'll talk about it. Uh, Other general like anime manga news. Wiz shadow dropped like a bunch of anime just on YouTube for free out of
not like
nowhere.
random little anime either. It was like Death Note and Naruto and stuff.
Yeah, it is the first time all of Inuyasha has been available easily in the English territories, like for streaming. It is actually wild, and they did it for seemingly like no. There was no like preamble to it. They just randomly dropped it. You can
Yeah, there
watch.
wasn't even like a keep your eye out for big, exciting news posts or
Yeah,
anything. It was just like you woke up one morning and then there was a tweet saying, "Hey, here's like 500 anime episodes, all
yeah.
available."
Wait, let me find exactly what it is because it is wild.
It's a
Yeah,
huge
so
catalog.
it's all of Death Note. It is the first 3 seasons of Hunter x Hunter. It is all of Inuyasha. It is the first 2 seasons of Mr. Osomatsu. It is the first 8 seasons of Naruto, which I believe is all of Part 1. And it's all of Sailor Moon. That's actually insane.
It's a shitload of anime.
Yeah. I mean, it's region locked. I think
Yeah,
only
it's
to
region locked to
the.
NA, isn't it?
I think the UK might also have access to it, but I can't check.
One person that I was following who is from the UK said that they can't see it, so
Oh, okay, okay.
I think
Well,
it's
then,
NA
yeah.
only.
Okay. Then that makes
VPN
sense.
time.
Yeah, exactly. But still, I mean, that's incredible. That's actually crazy that they did that sort of out of the blue like
I wonder
that.
if they have some kind of like deal with YouTube that they got paid to put it on there.
I have no clue. I mean, maybe they realized that if you just put ads on like the episodes as YouTube videos, you will make insane bank because so many people will watch it and most people statistically don't have an ad blocker.
Yeah, and they would
So,
just rather watch it instead of having to look up grainy clips.
yeah, exactly. And uh I don't know, like ad revenue on YouTube, if you can get like steady viewership, that can make you insane amounts of money. More than maybe those series were making on like streaming platforms. So I don't know. I don't know how many people like logged into Crunchyroll to watch Naruto or Inuyasha. I don't even know if Inuyasha was on Crunchyroll. I thought it wasn't complete at least. But yeah, no, crazy cool move. If you're in North America, definitely watch some of that shit
Yeah.
like this. Uh, that aside, I don't think there's any big news besides JoJo and this though.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't think so.
all right, in that case, what are your top three then, my man?
So my top three is gonna be number three, Chainsaw Man, number two, Jujutsu Kaisen, and number one, the JOJOLands.
Damn, we got the same ones.
Hey, you know
Hey,
it's a good week.
yeah.
You know it's a good
Well,
week when that happens.
all right. So what are we talking about first then?
All right. So first, yeah, we gotta go way back. Uh, I believe that the Sasuke chapter that's out is one that we've already talked about.
Is it? I thought it wasn't.
Oh, you're right. It's not. It was the 11th. That would have been we would have talked about it on the week that we were off. So yeah, the first one would be Sasuke and Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Which God, that anime though for it.
It's so bad.
Oof.
It's almost comically bad, which is funny because I think the comic looks really good. Like
Hmm.
I think they emulated late Naruto style really well. Um,
Hmm.
the anime is atrocious.
Yeah, the anime kind of really fell apart on this
It's
arc,
I mean they
unfortunately.
clearly weren't trying.
Well, I mean, That's hard to say, but definitely things didn't work out. That's that much is evident. Um, but this chapter was pretty cool. You know, he got a little betrayal going. That's pretty neat. Um, and I didn't really expect this guy of all people to be, you know, part of the big conspiracy. I still don't get what they're trying to do with the dinosaurs. Like, besides just, oh yeah, they're strong, so they're like a big weapon, I guess. Is that all it is?
Pretty much.
Oh,
It's
well.
pretty much. It's basically like we're gonna take over using the dinosaurs.
Mhm. Yeah, but it's funny that they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna revive the strongest and biggest one. He revives a titanosaur, which, you know, I mean they're big, but they're not exactly dangerous, or they were probably not exactly dangerous. Besides, you know, just their size.
Well, doesn't Edo Tensei give you like mind control too, though? Like, can't it order it to just start hitting things?
I guess, yeah.
Also, I really like the look on its face on page 18, the top panel.
He's like, "Ugh."
Yeah, like it just it just woke up from like a drunk nap and it's still processing that it's alive.
He's like, where'd the meteor go? What the fuck? uh, but yeah, no, such a cool and wacky idea. This chapter was very much just sort of, oh, you know, the betrayal chapter, which, you know, ah, I've seen betrayals done in Naruto. I've seen the way this works. I'm not over the moon, but it's
Yeah, it was
okay.
okay.
Yeah, it was alright.
Um,
It
this
had the
guy I
dinosaur
don't
in
care
it.
enough about to be injured by his betrayal.
Yeah, exactly. Um, but there were some dinosaurs. You know, you have the Pachycephalodons. I don't remember if that's what they're called. The ones with the helmets that hit you and break your bones. Um, got some Spinosaurus. We got Titanosaur. So all around good stuff. Actually, it might be a Brachiosaur because it has like a bump on its head. But never mind.
I don't know enough about dinosaurs to assist you in your endeavor here.
That's okay. I don't know enough about dinosaurs either. I mean, it's a trick question. You can never know enough about dinosaurs. There's always more to learn. Like, honestly, how fucked up is it that rainforests contain like 90% of all life and produce zero fossils? That shit's so sad.
Totally. I'm torn up about whatever it is you just said.
Hey, I mean, you know, it just means that there's so many things we're never gonna know. Be sad, damn it.
I'm devastated right now.
It's like me on like I feel like a Twitter user arguing to you like, "Oh, this moment is supposed to be devastating," and it's I don't know, like Kingdom Hearts 1 or some shit. Like, be sad, damn it. Start crying.
Oh God. Don't remind me of
Make
Twitter users right now.
uh yeah. Yeah, it feels like every other week I see you go viral and you're always miserable afterwards.
Yeah, well, okay, because like I'll go viral for something that's clearly not serious, but then
Mhm.
the group of people it's poking fun at immediately take it as seriously as they can possibly take it. And so I'm just covered in like retweets, like quote retweets and replies that are just the dumbest shit you've ever read in your life.
Yeah, cuz what's the newest one? The one with
Uh,
Horikoshi and Araki?
yeah, where I was like, oh, if Horikoshi says that if you're just good minorities, then eventually they'll stop hating you. They'll just be nice to you. And then Araki
Mhm.
says you should beat cops to death and burn their cars. And then all my quote retweets are like, Araki, you mean the Nazi sympathizer? The guy who
Yeah.
likes Nazis because Stroheim was a hero? That's the guy you're talking about? I'm like, are you shut the fuck up for like 10 seconds, please? The dumbest shit I've ever heard in my entire life.
You good?
Oh, did I cut out there?
Yeah, I think you cut out there for a second. What were you
Oh,
saying?
I was talking the whole time. Uh,
Oh, okay.
okay. Well, yeah, it was all just like, oh, Araki, the Nazi sympathizer, because Stroheim was in part two, and
Oh
then
yeah.
just the dumbest, unbelievable. First of all, that tweet is not criticism. It's just really funny.
Mhm.
Second of all, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I
Just
mean it
like,
kind of goes it kind of goes back into this whole thing where like modern media criticism is a thing in a story. Yes, that means the story endorses it and everything associated with it.
Which is
Um,
insane because Stroheim literally dies in Stalingrad.
yeah. Now that you put it like that, it's even funnier.
uh,
um, yeah, because I saw, what did I see? I saw someone be like, "Oh, I don't know why people like South Park so much. It's so clearly like an endorsement of white conservatives because it's white men making a story about shitty people." I'm like, how do you wipe your ass? Like, how do you? How does that even? What? Like, the media analysis skills are just at an all-time low currently.
it's
It's pretty
agonizing,
bad.
man. It's just so miserable. Like, and they always phrase it like they've just unleashed this unstoppable bomb of like knowledge, and it's the dumbest shit you've ever read in your life.
Well, yeah, because they're all teenagers, and that's how teenagers think.
That's true. Everything has to be like a checkmate moment.
Hmm. Whereas the real checkmate moment is your original tweet, which is, Horikoshi Araki's very different ideals about police.
It was just so fucking funny to me. It was just like the tonal shift between the two. I thought was hilarious.
We'll get to part 9 later. But suffice to say, it was very good.
It was very good, yes. As you can
What
see,
do we
we're both
give?
very excited.
What do we give Sasuke this week?
Big dinosaur out of 10.
Probably a Brachiosaur out of 10. Yes.
Push the glasses up the nose. It's probably a brachiosaur. Thank you.
I think so because it has a cranial bump.
You heard it here first, folks.
I am the ecology guy. I do be doing that.
All right, next is the way worse Naruto thing.
Why are we reading this?
I don't know. It's really bad. Why is the end conflict of this that she has to make potato chips? Anyone could do that.
Yeah,
This
that
doesn't
and also,
require like a specific skill set. Just chop them up and fry them.
also just the pace of this is so funny because, you know, Sasuke's story is now on chapter like, well, it's 7.1, but it's more like chapter 10, and we're basically in the final fight. This is chapter 9, and I feel like we haven't even seen like what this is gonna be about, really. It's just
Yeah,
hanging
it's
out.
just like stuff happening that doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It's honestly just kind of feels like a lot of excuses to say, hey, remember this Naruto character? Like, why is Choji here? Because he's large
Okay.
and he can push the big rock? Is that?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's also like, I'm gonna like power scale this shit now. Um, why why is Choji, who's now sort of an adult and more efficient at using his chakra, why is he worse now at converting calories into the chakra he needs to expand? Because like he's already pretty corpulent, pretty large, and in the old, like when he was a kid and a teenager, his latent like fat was enough to make him huge. But now it's like, oh yeah, I need to eat 17 billion potato chips before I can do the one thing I'm known for.
Didn't he used to carry around like food pills for that?
Well, yes, but that was specific for like his like butterfly transformation.
Oh, okay.
But like him getting huge, that was just a jutsu he could do at the end of Shippuden, if I remember correctly. And he definitely didn't need anyone to cook him potato chips.
Potato chips out of an entire like bushel of potatoes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
what good are you in a fight if you need to eat this much before you can do your only move?
also, this is just another one of those chapters where it's like that dissonance between Naruto being like a feudal Japan story, but also having very modern conveniences like, potato chips in a plastic bag.
Hmm.
It's one of those really funny things about Naruto's world building. I still can't believe that video games are canon to
Yeah, they
Naruto.
just have like video games and like trading card games and stuff.
Yeah. It's like, but also they fight with swords.
Hmm.
No one uses guns. Which,
Also,
I
what
mean,
was the
hey,
purpose of this flashback where she just yells at his son for a couple pages?
because traumatizing children is funny.
Uh, All it is like she just remembers like, could I break this boulder? And then she remembers screaming at this little kid, and then she's like, nope, I can't break the boulder. Why would I yell at him for not throwing his knives good? It's like the dumbest revelation I've ever seen.
Hey, we needed our Shikamaru moment, TM. We gotta
Yeah,
check
that's
those
true. If they
boxes.
don't shoehorn Shikamaru into every chapter of this thing, then clearly they're gonna get canceled, I guess.
Also, I like that she thinks the person's gonna arrive is Sasuke. Like in that panel, I could think is like, oh my god, are we gonna transition into the better
Are we
side story?
Yeah, are we gonna swap over to the good side story?
Yeah,
No, it's Choji here, who can't
yeah.
do anything.
Well, my poor man Choji, he was so good in that one episode in part one where he like fucking dies and then doesn't die.
Also, how good is this potato farmer if that they're like, yeah, you know what, you can just have my entire crop. I don't need the money.
That's the that's that Sigma grind set. It's I asked my landlord to increase my rent so that I can keep hustling.
So that I can have the motivation to hustle harder.
Yeah, that's that grind set. You betas wouldn't get it. You're only a
Also, the
real man
last
if you.
page of this pisses me off so much. This is Why are they playing this like a triumphant moment?
And maybe they're gonna teach us how to make potato chips in like 2 weeks.
I'll do it. I'll make the potato chips. All right. Fucking calm down.
This is just literally that one Death Note moment, but even more silly.
Yeah, the
It's like,
Death Note moment at least wasn't. Well, I guess it kind of was, but the potato chips were not the end goal in the Death Note moment. In
well,
this,
also
it's
in the Death
literally
Note,
like I'm gonna be the hero because I'm gonna fry some sliced potatoes.
the fact that it was ridiculous was kind of the point. Whereas here, I don't know if the manga is in on the joke.
It really doesn't feel like it's in on the joke. It feels very much like it's playing it straight.
Hmm.
Like I'm gonna
Yeah,
save the day with the potato chips.
yeah.
All
Again,
right,
like
cool.
the final page of chapter 9 of this is her getting ready to make potato chips. The final page of chapter 7.1 or 7 point, oh no, chapter not no, what is it? Chapter 7 point something of the Sasuke story is them fighting dinosaurs. Like,
Mm, mm-hmm.
come on, get your game up.
Yeah, just fix your shit. Fix your
Yeah,
shit, please.
out of
I
10.
can't even cook. I can make potato chips. Anyone can make potato chips. It's not like a. Uh,
But also, like, why would you make potato chips? You can just buy them.
well, I guess they're like out in some remote, out of nowhere town, so they don't have. I guess that was Choji's personal stock of potato chips, but also I guess he
Oh
doesn't carry
yes,
enough to do the only thing he can do. So why does he have only those ones?
which is also unrealistic. Pushes glasses up. Um, you know, oh yes, I need this resource so I can do a thing. I will carry precisely half of what I need with
Yeah, I
me.
will carry an insufficient amount in order to use my only attack.
He had to do a silly one.
So stupid. I hate this thing. Uh,
Yeah. Are we gonna stick with it or do we just want to drop it?
I would be okay with a live cancellation because this shit sucks.
All right. All right, folks. You're seeing it live. The Banhammer.
See you
The
later,
cancellation act.
Mirai. Sorry your
Yeah.
story's
See.
terrible.
Goodbye, Mirai. See you never.
All
In the
right.
end, despite being called future, she had none on this show.
All right. Well, that was clearly canceled out of 10.
Yeah.
So the next up we have Fabricant 100.
Hey, I mean, this little mini arc was kind of cool.
I thought it was kind of cool. Yeah, I like the bit where um the Fabricant stabs the girl because he smells our man's blood.
Hmm.
And I kind of like the lesson that like you can feel bad about it, but you have to remember that they're never gonna feel bad about you. And like it's
Yeah.
easy to fall into that trap of like letting them feel human because you want to. And he even kind of says at the end there, like, "Oh, I would be leaning into her hand for comfort if I felt like there was any in it."
Hmm.
And I also kind of
Yeah.
like that the our group is schemers.
Hmm. Yeah, I thought it was interesting because I was from the last few chapters, I was expecting the lesson to be, oh, fabricants, they're not so bad, or they're just poor victims. Um, so I like that the ultimate lesson is that it kind of sucks. like the situation sucks for everyone, but that doesn't change the fact that Fabricants are ultimately a huge threat, and you cannot you cannot humanize them too much, because at some point you're just opening yourself up to get betrayed.
Hmm.
And I thought that was sort of a fresh take on this like semi-human on the semi-human trope, basically. Um, and I'm interested to see where this goes, because yeah, you know, we now have Fabricant 100, who's like the mascot of the series, and the big lesson of the first like proper story arc is do not fucking trust her.
Yeah, don't listen, don't like think that she's a good guy, basically.
Yeah, don't get distracted by the titties. It is a monster.
Also, on the last page, the schemer lady has 6 toes on her foot for some reason. Did we know that already? Is that a hint to something?
Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you're right. Okay, now we have to dig.
It could
Did we
just be
know
a
that?
mistake, but it seems like a really weird mistake to make. And now I'm trying to wonder, is like, are they a fabricant actually?
Well, let's see if we've seen her toes. If we've seen their toes before, I'm saying. We have distinct. Wait, we've seen their toes before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's a mistake. I think it's a mistake, because in their revelation panel they seem to have 5 toes.
Okay, what a weird mistake for nobody to catch.
Yeah, because it's like kind of front and center, isn't
It's
it?
literally like, yeah, it's like right there. I don't know, that's a weird mistake. And in a
Although,
body horror series, my immediate thought was like, are they revealing in a weird way that this person is a fabricant also?
I mean, maybe it is a revelation, and maybe a new toe, new toe grew.
Well, this is
Um.
also okay, so the only other page that I could find in the 2 seconds that we looked was a different leg was the one that was forward. That leg was not the one that was forward.
Oh, yeah. Okay. God, are we the toe detectives in this manga now?
Foot scaling live on Shonen and Chill.
Uh.
I don't know. In any other
Uh.
series, I would just call it that someone fucked up. But like in the body horror series, I'm like, hang on now.
Yeah. Exactly.
People's
Well, I guess
bodies not being correct is an alarm.
yeah. I guess we're gonna have to see.
Yeah.
Because oh, to be fair, I didn't catch it until you mentioned it, so maybe it is a genuine mistake. But it is kind of, yeah, front and
Like,
center in
because
the
you think
final
that,
page.
yeah, one, it's like right there. And then two, you got to think that it's like the author and the assistants working on this and
Hmm.
nobody noticed.
Yeah.
So, I don't
Maybe they'll tweet about it, the author,
know.
which will be very funny, them having to tweet about toes.
Accidentally drew too many toes.
Yeah. To compensate next chapter, she'll have 4 toes.
She'll be one reduced in their
Yeah.
next appearance. All
Um,
right. But it was pretty good though. I liked it.
yeah, it was cool. 10 chapters in, I'm still on board with this. This is starting to feel good. It's starting to
Yeah,
feel
it
like
wobbled
it has an
for a
identity.
minute there, but it's righted the ship. The last two have been very
Yeah.
good.
Yes. Uh, what's next?
Next up is the Ichinose family's deadly sins.
Oh, what is happening?
I don't know. So there's obviously some kind of plot going on. We know that now.
Yeah.
Um, I like how the mom's whole thing was like, I can't believe this dweeb is having an affair.
Yeah.
This loser who I hate anyway. Um,
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I, it seems like they all have like one trauma that is like fucking him up, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Because, he had his bullying, she had the whatever she was doing with that overage guy, and now the mom is hung up on the affair. But then in the end, the mom is talking to the guy who's faking it, and she's like, I know about you. So, like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, I have no clue. It kind of sounds like all of them as a family together did something. And now as a either as a punishment or a precaution, um they are like locked into this weird charade. But at the very least we now know that the people we started out with, they are the original family, at least seemingly. They're not imposters. Because in the flashbacks of the mom, it does seem to be the same family. Um, so I would assume that that's before all this bullshit started.
Probably. But what's weird to me too is that the threat from the mom that like I'll reveal what's going on is sufficient to make this guy back down. Which like what who the fuck is this guy? Why is he helping?
Yeah, I
Or
guess
is he
he's
not
like.
helping? Or what's happening?
Also, what's with on page 17? What's with the panel on the top left of just a hospital bed with like a cover
Like a
like
blowing
blowing through it?
curtain, yeah,
Yeah,
to cover up who's in it, I guess.
yeah. What the fuck? What is honestly happening here?
Was there another family member that died in the car crash?
Did they all band together to kill a family member?
I mean,
We hate Steve. Stab him.
stab him and
Like,
then crash the car.
yeah, and then everyone forgets him. But then why do they have like, yes, like a game master kind of figure?
Yeah, like helping them.
What if okay, say they did there is a family member that died because of them. What if the guy who's like orchestrating this, like the white-haired guy, that he's like, I don't know, they're the friend of that deceased family member, or like, I don't know, their ghost or some shit? Like I really don't understand how this will fit all together. I'm extremely curious how this will end
Yeah,
up
it
sort
feels
of.
like they keep adding layers to the mystery, but like I'm not any closer to figuring it out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's not even that we're getting any answers. We're just getting more
Yeah, just
questions.
more questions and like creepy hints. Once again,
Yeah.
the vibe's atrocious,
Yeah,
horrible.
yeah, in the best way though. I am really enjoying sort of this mystery here. Um yeah, excited to see where this goes out of 10.
Excited for the bad vibes out of 10.
Yeah.
Next up we have got Blue Box.
Hey, which was pretty
I
cool
fucking
these
hate
past
this
2
guy,
weeks.
dude. I hate this guy.
The cock blocker.
Yes, he's the worst. His stupid fucking haircut. I hate this dude.
He's the closest we've gotten to like a villain.
Yeah, he's legit like the villain. Fucking,
Yeah.
this guy sucks.
I like how our lineup of villains so far has been a harlot, a dumb-looking jock, and Yumika, who's a little mean.
Yeah, that's like the Yumika is probably gonna turn around and at least be like a semi-nice presence.
She'll
I
have a
miss the
redemption
harlot.
arc.
She was fun. I hate this
Yeah,
guy.
the cock blocker.
He is legit like I think he's the first character I've actively been like, not this fucker.
Yeah.
Every time he shows up, I'm like, you piece of shit, get out of here.
Yeah, because also I'm sorry, no one in this situation feels like he's acting really really bizarrely, like nabbing tickets out of someone's hand and being like, "Oh, they're for me now." Like, come on, man.
Yeah, just a
Oh,
huge. He's just such a douche in like
yeah,
every way. And then yeah, he's like, Taiki says something that's like, "Oh, it's been a long time since I've heard your little Japanese phrase." It's like, you live in Japan right now, you
yeah.
idiot. Shut up. I hate this
Uh,
guy.
yeah,
Everything
I hate
about
him.
him pisses me off. There's nothing about him I find redeeming.
Also, I'm sorry. What a fucking loser. It's like, oh yeah, you want these tickets? Let's do like a quick like you know,
You want these
uh,
tickets you already got that I have taken away from you? Let's compete for them. Even though
yeah,
they were yours already.
let's do the fitness gram pacer test together. It's like fuck off.
Yeah, fuck off. Just give me the shit back. It's mine.
Yeah. On the other side, I'm enjoying like Chinatsu's little introspection. Where where the kid has like the outburst and it's like, hey, look, not everyone can be as obsessed as you are. Um, and then she sort of thinks about that. I think that's a very sweet like bump in her character arc, and I'm excited to see how this works now with Yumika being around. But my main thing is I want Taiki to almost lose against this piece of shit, and then I want this fucking nerd to trip and fall right before the finish line. Like I need
I want him to win and be like, "Hey, Chinatsu, I came to see your game," and she's like, "Whatever, I don't care," and leave.
um yeah, I wonder if Chinatsu heard that he like nabbed the tickets off of Taiki. I wonder what reaction that would elicit. Like we need we need the harlot back. We
We
need her
do,
to
we
like
really
spread
do.
some gossip. Yeah.
Yeah, we need some fucking drama.
Yeah. I need her to show up, create drama, and then I don't know, go get together with Chono. Because they were oh no, wait, no. Who did she have hints with? With the glasses guy, didn't she?
Yeah, with Taiki's little like backseat friend.
Oh yeah, the backseat romancer.
Hmm.
Mister, I have never really had a relationship, but I feel very comfortable giving you advice on yours. Which hey,
I mean, he was
don't we
usually
all
right
know?
though.
I mean, yeah, he is. But yeah, Blue Box was pretty cool out of 10.
Yeah, pretty solid out of 10. I want to see this conversation between Chinatsu and Yumika
I want Taiki to pull out a gun.
and just deal with the problem.
Yeah, like let's skip. Let's settle this into one sport that matters. Like
Ah.
throws down a glove and just uh like challenges him to an old school duel. Fucking basketball tickets.
Little do we know that Taiki's actually a master shooter.
He's this is how they reveal that Taiki's like a complete gun nut.
He's a hardcore conservative.
Yeah. I mean, okay. Though he can't be because he lives in Japan and gun control is crazy in Japan.
That's true.
Yeah. Oh no, there'll be like airsoft guns. So no one's dying. But Taiki like just obliterates him. Just riddles him with fake bullet holes, I guess. But so yeah, what's next?
God, yeah. Okay, so next is Akane Banashi.
Which is still pretty sweet, pretty good.
I like the little reveal of like what the lady's plan is, where she wants to be the first female to have her name passed down. That's a very cool goal.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to see this Kaisei guy. I want to see more of him. They've been building him up this whole time to be like
Mm-hmm.
the shit. So I want to see more of him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I like that the old man is teaching her stuff now after being a jerk.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just enjoy Akane as a character, like how she rationalizes things. Like, oh yeah, these people they've reprimanded me and it doesn't feel good in the moment, but I think it's because they are frustrated that I should be better and I can use that to become better. Um so yeah, it's a nice take on like a character like her. Um yeah, besides that this was sort of a transition chapter, I guess, so there's not too much to say.
Yeah, it was kind of setting up like what's to come, but it was still cool. It was nice seeing these characters, and this girl is the one from the contest, right?
Yes, that's her. The what is she? She's like a voice actress or like an idol,
Yeah,
was it?
yeah,
Hmm.
and she like wants to be recognized as a more than that. I think it was a voice
Hmm.
actress.
Right. So yeah, it seems like we'll be having another confrontation with her soon.
Yeah, especially since the one with the comedian guy pretty much like fizzled out almost immediately, and now they're just like friend, not friends, you know?
Hmm. Yeah.
The we're homies, but I'll throw a comedic anime fit if you call us that.
Hmm.
So it'll be neat to see if she gets like an actual rival out of this. And a girl
Yeah, that's
rival,
true.
which I think is actually kind of important because this person actually would approach this with the same perspective that she does. So
Yes. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Because yeah, I mean, I've said it many times. I do think it's really admirable how much this story sort of brings in that aspect of not just being an artist, but in an ancient art, but being a female artist in a traditionally male patriarchal art form.
mhm.
So no, yeah, you're absolutely right. That's a really good point. That it's good that it's a female rival specifically.
Assuming that they
Uh,
are rivals, so I mean like this could be just it ends up that they compete once and then they're best friends or something. I don't know, but I
I
would
mean,
like
that's
to
also
see
very
her
possible.
get a rival that's a bit more consistent.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, even if it's not like a full-on rival, at least someone she can have like conversations about this particular topic with, right? Where like they can bounce off of each other about how what it is like to be a female Rakugoka. Um, that would be pretty cool. But yeah, Akane Banashi is Akane Ba good she out of 10. That's terrible.
Not yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
Next up is Jiangshi X.
it's all right. Like this
It's
past
all
few
right.
chapters,
Yeah,
or yeah, you know, there's
I
a
do
little bit
like
of
that this
fighting.
monster looked like a monster, so that was good. We've
Yeah.
moved away from human being with fangs,
Mm-hmm.
which is nice. The reveal that their dopey master is cool was inevitable because like
Yeah.
that's just what you do in stories like this, but it was still appreciated.
Yep.
That he fucking slammed this grade 3 by himself in like no time. Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad we're getting some villains that aren't just this a random monster doing things.
Yes, we're gonna get some actual like monk villains,
Kind of
which will be
evil
fun.
monks, yeah.
Hmm. But yeah, I mean, I think it was a pretty cool way to establish sort of. I also like, I guess, the power levels and the power scaling in the world. You know that our kids, they can just about handle like the weak boys, but when it comes to the third grade or third level ones, you just you need an adult basically.
Yeah. I also like that they were able to kind of work as a team and handle the grade 2, like not too difficult. Like they got through it pretty quick, but then this grade 3 one was so far off the scale for any of them. Like even
Mm-hmm.
our boy who's so far been pretty much the prodigy, just doing whatever he wants, got
Mm-hmm.
absolutely zapped. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. And also I think the fight choreography was pretty good this time around.
Yes. I think the
Like,
visuals are always decent, but they were very
mm-hmm.
good in this one.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm fine with continuing to read this. I don't have too many like big thoughts on it so far. It really feels like it's sort of going through the motions of setting up like the shonen universe, I guess. Um, which is fine. I think that's all right as a like point to be at chapter 5, which you know is pretty good.
Hmm.
Um,
I agree.
so yeah, that's my thoughts out of 10,
All right, and then next up we have Undead Unluck.
which was really good for
Really
these
good.
past 2
Gina's
weeks.
quickly becoming my favorite character. She's cool as hell.
Yeah, yeah, she absolutely is.
She stopped all those tanks. Like, no problem.
Yeah. I also really like the little story with Untel. We've met Untel before, haven't we?
Hmm. He was with Billy and Under.
Right, right, okay. Because when they kept calling him Tella, and I was like, that's familiar, but I also I'm having a big case of Shonen Chill Undead Unluck brain.
Yeah, Undead Unluck before the Fuko loop. It's all just
Y-
mush.
Yeah. Um, but I really liked also like just the tension when he like wants to scream out and he can't because his ability is activated.
Yes, but also what a shitty power. That
Yeah.
this does not help you in any way.
You see, it will somehow, I'm sure.
Yeah, this is almost like, why are you recruiting this guy? I'm sure in the last loop they figured out like, oh, his power makes him do this, but he could also do this. But
Hmm.
man, what a shitty power. Can't speak. I can't use my body in any way to communicate with another person.
um, but you know, it leads to the final double spread of this chapter, so that's good. That's a good thing that power did.
Yeah, look at Void's Iron Man giant fist.
Mm-hmm. Like after the boxing match, I'm also so glad that we're doing something that's very different. You know, sort of a Rambo movie.
Mm-hmm. Went from Rocky to Rambo. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, it's just a fun like shift in aesthetic.
Also, isn't the
It's
guy
cool.
they're about to fight the guy who has the power of like infinite ammo?
Oh, yeah, maybe. I'm not sure.
So I recognize the giant scar. Pretty sure that's the guy who never runs out of bullets. So this will be interesting if he has
Oh,
his
yeah.
power or not. Because then he has
Yeah.
tanks with that never run out of bullets.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Um, yeah, no, this is gonna be really cool. Um, you know, Fuko just there with a fucking rifle.
Yeah, the sniper. I also like
Also
how
such.
Fuko can just do anything, but it's completely
Mhm.
justified in that she's had like years upon years of time to just
Yeah,
learn how
exactly.
to
I mean,
do everything.
she's like what, 300 years old, 400
Yeah.
years old, something like that. So yeah, no, it's a really cool way to make her believably powerful. Um, and I also kind of like the little bit we got on Billy's organization beforehand. You know, their balance, whole thing. Also, Billy is blind, is he?
Yeah.
Okay, did we know that?
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason, I when they would drop that one, I was like, oh, uh, I don't remember knowing
Didn't he
this.
talk about being blind in the fight against Unruin or whatever the guy's name is?
He might have, yeah. I mean, as I said, everything before the Foucault loop is just mush.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Um,
saying yeah because I feel like the answer is yes, but then again, I guess I also probably am only saying that because I think it happened.
yeah. I mean, I don't assume that this was the chapter they would reveal it in. I assume I've just forgotten. Um, you know, 2 seconds after you drop this episode, there'll be someone in the comments with the exact chapter and page number,
Uh-huh.
followed by "you idiots."
Yeah, you idiots, maybe you should read the series that you talk about, and it'll be like chapter 13 or something.
Yeah, and you know what? If you're that guy, dear listener, we appreciate you.
Yep, we get it. It's
Yeah, we
just,
get it.
I'm not gonna go back. I'm not going
Yeah.
back to the pre-Fugo loop era.
Look, my brain is very smooth and silky. It has no wrinkles. I work very hard on that.
I have no
So,
space for
yeah.
pre-Fugo loop information.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My brain looks like a chicken breast and there's nothing I can do about it.
But I think yeah, I'm 90% sure that we knew that he was blind, which means that I'm
Mhm.
definitely wrong. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this like action hero fight we're about to have. It's gonna be cool.
Mhm. Absolutely. It's going to be very cool out of 10.
Gonna be cool out of 10. Yep.
Yep.
So next up we have Mashle.
I am I'm starting to notice I'm really burnt out on Mashle, I think.
Yeah, it's just kind of all the same.
Uh-huh.
Like I thought the joke about like, oh, you can only have your power during the eclipse, that kind of sucks actually. Like was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But the joke that his last words were that he never got to try cream puffs were like, all right, man. Like
Yeah.
it used to do them. Maybe this is just me being burnt out, and so I'm wrong. But it feels like it used to do a better job of separating the silly from the serious.
Mhm.
And like when we were supposed to have like all is lost, oh no moments, that it wouldn't like do stupid shit. But like I don't know, this feels really dumb.
Mhm.
Like I thought it was cool when they were like, "Wow, yeah, a human can technically last for 3 minutes after their heart stops beating, and he still got back up to fight." I was like, "Wow, that's a neat thing." And then
Yeah.
it just got immediately like, "Haha, silly, stupid joke." And then they point out how stupid it is, which also
Mhm.
feels like you don't need to do that because if
Mhm.
you don't need the straight man to explain every single joke. Also, I don't know. This was not very funny.
Yeah. I don't know. I think after the fight with Doom, I'm just sort of at my limit with Mash. I'm just sort of okay. I've seen it. Uh, I've seen the formula. I kind of get it. Um, so yeah. It also doesn't help that Innocent Zero's like big design is literally just the devil.
Yeah, he's just like Satan basically. And
Hmm.
it also like it would have been nice to have a little downtime after the fight with Doom. We're just right in here, and this is the final fight. We're just here now.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we are. Yeah, I don't know. These chapters didn't really do it for me, unfortunately. Um, I thought it was cool or kind of funny when Mash was like, "Oh, is he finally done transforming?" Because I was like, "Yeah, it does take like 8 pages for him to
Uh-huh.
transform."
Yeah. Because that's the kind of like tongue-in-cheek, like making fun of the formula stuff that I'm fine with, but I don't know. His quote-unquote dying word moment was like not. And then like, do you really need the straight man being like, "Your last words sucked," haha? And it's like, okay, I'm not gonna,
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sort of just ugh. Um, it's yeah, it's really just whatever. Out of 10 to me. Like I really just didn't care much about this chapter. It was all right. It was a chapter of Marshall. It had some cool imagery. But yeah, I guess I'm just kind of tired.
Yeah, it's just kind of the
That's
same
the end.
thing over and over again. And we went from the fight with Doom right into this one, so that's had no cooldown period where it can kind of start to be less samey again.
Mhm.
So whatever,
Yeah.
it's fine. It's fine out of 10.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is,
Yeah,
you know.
it's not bad. I'm just like I'm not finding it that funny anymore.
Yeah, exactly. That's a really good way to put it.
All right. Next up is My Hero.
Mm. Speaking of things I'm burnt out on.
Well, what a segue.
um it was okay. Uh I like the fact that the whole thing was like, oh, the business class needs to keep appearances high for heroes. I thought that still being a factor is cool.
Yeah,
That's
this
always
is
been
another
one of
one of those
my
chapters where the first half I was like, yeah, this is great, and then the second half I was like, what's happening? What are we fucking doing? What are we doing here?
what where Hawks fake dies and it's Kami riding a finger,
Yes. Uh,
which that's an image I didn't need.
yeah, first of all, no thank you. Second, I really like, I think my favorite part of this chapter is the mental image of the translator desperately Googling every amount of slang he possibly can. Because he's like, what the fuck? I don't know. I don't know what any of this shit means. Just write it in the bubble. Just write every
Yeah,
slang word that you've ever heard in this bubble, and I'll figure it out.
yeah, yeah. Because it's interesting because that's not how they used to translate Kami, like in their first appearance in the manga, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly. I
it's
think
like
there she
way. And is it supposed to be a joke? Because they all have like numbers on them to like reference what they mean, and then all the numbers are like, I don't even know what this means. What a silly word. And it's like, are the translators' notes supposed to be part of the gag?
I think so. I think actually I've not seen the Japanese chapter, but I would bet with you that the um like the number annotations that they're actually also in the Japanese, that they're meant to be sort of a joke of like, oh, this is how the young kids speak. I don't get it though.
Ha
Um
ha ha ha.
yeah. I
Good
mean,
one.
as I said, they didn't really do this with Kami in on her first appearance, and I thought that was better, but it's kind of whatever. Um I do get it. I think this week, for the very first time, I realized I don't understand youth slang here in Switzerland anymore. So I feel the pain of just like someone's talking to you and you're like, what the fuck are you saying? Like you're clearly speaking my language, but you're not speaking it in the way I'm used to.
Yeah, which I guess is also the joke, but I don't
Yeah,
know. It's not very funny.
it was
Also, how is she
it's
just
whatever.
writing on that finger? Is
I
it the
mean,
wind guy making it move?
no, the finger Shishigura's meat stuff, he can control it telepathically.
Oh, right. That's the crazy meat dude.
Yeah.
I don't like
What
that
did
guy.
you think she just ripped off a finger and is writing it?
Well, I assume that there was like, well, because Shigaraki's whole thing is that he's covered in fingers that are constantly getting exploded off of his body. I thought that she was just like surfing it.
No. Yeah, no, it's Shishikura because he can disassemble his arms, right? And then his flesh is like telepathically bound to him. And so this is just one of his fingers.
What a shitty power.
Hey, I
Even when
mean
it
it's
doesn't look gross.
yeah, it's gross, it's awful, but it's really powerful. You can instantly turn someone into a meatball if you touch him. But I don't know. I thought the Shigetsu kids coming back was kind of inevitable. It was okay.
Yeah, this has a big final arc of Bleach vibes where stuff keeps happening and our heroes are like, ah, this is bad for us. And then they're like, hey, remember these characters? They're here to make it less bad. And then the next chapter, they're like, ah, that wasn't enough. It's bad for us again. Ah, but here's another character who you
Mm-hmm.
liked in old stuff that's back. It's really it lost its appeal to me there. It's losing its appeal to me here.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't care. The only one of these
Yeah.
kids that I'm kind of interested in coming back is the wind guy, because I always thought his powers were cool, but he was
Mm-hmm.
also such an inconsequential non-factor in the narrative entirely that it's really difficult for me to get like hype about it, because like
Mm-hmm.
all he did was show up in one arc and like try to bully Shoto, who didn't really care. Like that was it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Same with the other two. Like at least Kami kind of has the history of being the one that Toga impersonated that time, which I guess is something. I forgot Meat Kid existed, and I know I'm not
Mm-hmm.
the bastion of memory when it comes to secondary characters here, but I just don't care that much. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it's also really hard to care because I know that these characters aren't going to be allowed to like win because they're not relevant. So like something's going to have to happen that makes them inevitably not save the day because this guy can't beat Toga, right? His job is not to beat Toga, or Araka's going to stop Toga somehow. So it just feels
Mm-hmm.
like we're extending this for nothing. But I thought the Hawk's fight choreography was cool when he swings his sword and like doesn't swing it, he like fakes and then he catches it with the feathers to do a real swing. Thought that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Yeah,
neat.
that was really neat. I like Tokoyami's like his fucking like cartoon face
Yeah, his little
when he
like
sees.
Peanuts comic face.
Yeah, that's cool. That's funny. Um. Also, fuck All for One. Oh my god. The fucking like, oh yeah, it was all my plan. Totally. Uh, like this is not a problem. I've planned for it in advance. Like, fuck you. Fuck
Yeah,
you, All for One, and fuck you, my hero, for trying to convince me that this is anything other than using All for One as like a band-aid
yeah.
for
Anytime something happens where someone's like, "Hey, but what about this?" He's like, "Oh no, I knew. I always knew."
yeah. Does he know? Um, yeah, no, that's still annoying. Um, a funny thought I had, this isn't really criticism. Um, but a funny thought I had while the business kids were yelling at Gentle was like it just boils down to uh the reason shit went bad is because we didn't do propaganda hard enough for basically the superhero cops. And I was like, huh, you could definitely read this in an interesting way, but as I said, this isn't criticism, this is just a funny thought. Like,
Man, I'm gonna get all those people back in the comments again.
uh
What about
I'm saying,
Stroheim
man,
though?
I'm 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 saying though, if Hori wants to clear this up, he just needs to tell us where he was on January 6th. Give us some
Check the
proof and
flight
we'll
records.
yeah. um but yeah, it was an okay chapter.
Yeah, it was
Really
alright.
I don't have any thoughts that I care to share with the class out of 10.
And then like, the whole Kurogiri saved him, or did he? Was he just pulling away Erasure? I don't care about that. Like, I didn't even know who that kid was, except for the fact that I had to read Vigilantes for this fucking show.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. Also, all for one, sitting here and giving this explanation of like, oh yeah, you see, I have to get to Shigaraki to put my quirk soul into him so that I can finish taking him over. And I'm on a time limit because my body is rewinding. But I'm just gonna sit here and explain to you my plan and not go do that. I'm
Mhm.
I'm on a very strict time frame, but I do have time to sit around and jabber with Hawks.
I mean, for someone who's on a tight time frame, he also sure is not rewinding at all.
Yeah, I was about to say that too. It's a little weird how he rewound from like disgusting scar tissue meat man back into like his physical prime and then remained there. He rewound immediately back into his physical prime and then has not rewound at all further.
Oh, you made me remember that Rewind actually entered the story.
Uh-huh.
I'm so glad people pushed me out of this fucking series. I'm grateful for anyone who was mean to me. You made me realize that wow, this shit's kind of even worse than I thought. It's okay. We're almost at the top 3. What's next?
Next up is Sakamoto Days.
Yeah, we're getting the fucking the hidden inventory flashback.
Yeah, we are. Which I'm hyped for because
Uh-huh.
I like this chapter in general. I thought it was funny. They really like fighting in trains, and I like people fighting on trains, so this series is good for me.
Yeah, yeah, it's very sort of I mean, it's kind of an action film trope if you think about it. If you think like like Spider-Man, if you think of like Cowboy Bebop, Chainsaw Man, it
Yeah, I
keeps
think there's
coming
an
up.
Avengers train fight as well.
Yeah, probably. Um so yeah, it keeps coming up. So I guess it's just a popular setting cuz you kind of box everyone together into a corridor so you don't need to worry too much about like blocking in one axis. You can just sort of have everyone in mostly a straight line. And then you can get creative with like the assets you have in the train, the handrail and whatnot. Um so no, yeah, very cool little trope. And yeah, so this is the aunt that died, isn't it? That
Yeah.
they're with.
Which I
Yeah.
assume we're gonna see the backstory to what happened to her right here.
Yeah, yeah. Um I want Do you think their target is going to be Slur?
Uh,
No, wait, isn't that
isn't
him?
that him right there?
Yeah. I was about
Yeah,
to
I was
say
like,
like when I
I was literally about to start Googling who Slur was because I was so sure it was that guy.
Yeah, no, it is him. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I just blanked on that. Also, you were genuinely just going to Google slurs, Japanese?
Well, I was gonna Google Sakamoto Days Slur.
I shudder to think what results you would find.
But yeah, I was like, man, that freaked me out. I was like, damn, am I that bad? Am I that bad at this? Don't answer that, comments. Um, but yeah, I assume that we're gonna see how she dies here, which I'm
Mhm.
interested to see. And I like young Sakamoto, and I just enjoy it in general.
Yeah, yeah, I think
I
Sakamoto is
also
cool
really
whenever
like the
he's
bit where in the last panel where he's like, "Let's get this over with, and we can go hang out at the aquarium." And Sakamoto's just thinking of fish, just a
yeah,
little drawing of fish.
mood. But yeah, no, it was cool. I'm happy to jump into this flashback. I hope to see some raw shit out of 10.
All right, then I think that puts us officially in top 3 territory.
Uh-huh.
So our first one would be Chainsaw Man.
Man, Denji just cannot catch a
Can't
break.
catch a break ever.
He's gonna get cucked, isn't he?
Yeah. Mhm.
Like
Or do you think that he knows that she has like devil powers?
who? Yoshida?
Yeah.
I feel like he suspects it. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy to just do something without
Motiv
reason.
yeah, like motivation. Um, I really like the Femcell Cope page where
Yeah.
even War is like, yeah, buddy, you're
Yeah,
doing great.
sure.
Yeah.
Like, uh-huh. Yeah, I mean visual comedy like this is so good with Fujimoto. He's so good at this. Um what do you think of Nayuta now we've seen her properly?
I like her. She reminds
Right?
me of like a Makima power hybrid.
Right? Like she has the power to control, but she doesn't use it sort of uh to control everyone. She just sort of does it for
Yeah.
shits and
She
giggles.
just uses it stupidly and then immediately in a very Denji way is like, okay. Like the one where she's like, I can't fix her, I'm too hungry. And then she's like, all right, if I make you food, will you do it? And she's immediately like, yes. That had big like power vibes to me.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely. Like,
yeah, I like
one
her.
of her conditions being I can eat ice cream every day, and the other one is never talk to her again. It's like,
Yeah.
Also, what a what a funny power. It's like, oh yeah, I made her to think she's a dog.
I also like how she gets mad when Denji's like, "Is wet dog a bad smell?" And she's like, "No, idiot. It's a good thing."
Yeah, no, I enjoy the relationship. It seems like a really sweet, fucked up relationship that would that very much fits Denji.
Yes.
Um, so here comes a question:
Okay.
Is Yoshida gonna pull Asa? Um, or is he going to like push her further towards Denji? Because in his, if he doesn't know that she has a devil, his logic might be okay. If Denji gets a girlfriend, he's gonna stop. He's gonna stop trying to reveal his identity to everyone. Because his main purpose for that was that oh, the girls are gonna love me. So maybe he's gonna try and play matchmaker. And accidentally put a devil very close to Denji.
Maybe. I could see it. I also don't know, like, if we're gonna move away from focus on Denji or not. Because I feasibly we could go without him for a little bit. Also, now that he's not really the lead of this part anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, because I kind of don't want this to be like, oh yeah, Denji, by the way, the girl you had to reject, yeah, we're dating now. I feel like that'll go too much into like Fujimoto cuck porn, um, which I don't need more of. I really don't need more of.
I don't know. I part of me is just wondering, like, did he figure it out? And he's gonna have some kind of like fucking conditions for her, sort of in the same way that he does with Denji. And then she's gonna have to be like, well, shit, now I'm trying to fight Chainsaw Man. I've also got these people on my back.
Hmm.
But it is Fujimoto, so it absolutely could just be, haha, Denji got cucked again.
Yeah,
It's very possible, given who the
story
author
just
is.
like Asa doesn't even matter anymore. It's just like the butt of the joke is that Yoshida got with her and Denji didn't. Part 3 starts immediately.
It's just an immediate change.
Yeah, like immediate hard cut. Like we don't even find out anything else about like war and everything. Um but yeah, no, it's frustrating but it's funny. Um and I do think it's always sweet to see that Asa does actually care about like Denji and
Mm-hmm.
about sort of getting to know him better. Um and it is kind of sad that she gets her memories altered.
It is sad. Fucking Nayuta.
Mhm. Also like on page 13, like the sequence which just 3 panels of her standing in silence, basically unchanged, and then her slumping over. It's a very simple composition, but it really communicates it very well what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Um,
Fujimoto's always good at that, though.
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, very cool out of 10. Please don't become a cuck series out of 10.
The next up is Jujutsu Kaisen.
Pain.
Agony. Just pure agony all the time.
Yeah, awful, terrible. Because oh, okay. So one of the first big things that struck me about this chapter was so the animals you summon with 10 shadows actually get stronger alongside you because Nue is like just a giant plane.
Yeah, Nue's huge now. And apparently this, according to Twitter, I don't know how true it is, this is closer to the actual mythological depiction of what Nue is supposed to be.
Oh, okay. Interesting. And we get, Angel's Attack, Jacob's Ladder.
Hmm.
Um, and then dude, Fushiguro Sukuna's face in the final panel.
The giant
Holy
head.
fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, holy fuck. What is that even?
Also, like, they gotta save her though, right? Because if she gets Tukanid right here, who's gonna get Gojo out the box?
Yeah, exactly. Um And also, Yuji, what's
Yeah,
gonna
our
happen with
boy.
him? I
Uh,
mean,
he's alive, I think, probably.
well, his chest is caved in, so he needs like reverse cursed energy immediately.
Yeah, uh, this series always puts me in a position where I immediately just am like in desperate need for someone to come in and play the hero, and they never do. So I'm not gonna be like, "Hey, Yuta, are you gonna be here?" But
Hmm.
this shit's bad, man.
Yeah, this shit's real bad. Cause also like, what's Yuji gonna do now? Like he has nothing. He has like he has a bit of freak strength, but that's not useful against
Well,
Sukuna.
we had some comments that have said they think that Yuji has his own cursed energy, and it was activated by eating Sukuna. Like whatever block that stopped him from using it was just like broken when he did that. So he may still
Okay.
have his own. So he may still at least have the abilities that he had before. So
Not
maybe.
not yeah, but I mean not that they were all that impressive to
Yeah,
begin
that's the
with,
thing is that
frankly.
they weren't all that great anyway.
Yeah. As that one person said in the comments or on Twitter, I don't remember. Uh-oh, girlies. Yuji's not going to be able to backflip, backstab his way out of this one.
Yeah, he's fucked.
Yeah.
I really do
Uh,
hope that this is where we get the reveal that he has an ability, be it
mhm.
either his mother's or the imprinting of Sukuna's that Gojo said was inevitably going to happen way back when.
No, you know
Um,
what? You know what? Gig is a motherfucker. So here's what's going to happen. Yuji used to have the anti-gravity technique, but it imprinted onto Sukuna instead of the other way around.
Sasuke is even stronger.
Yeah, Yuji doesn't have his technique anymore that he's never showed off. I'm telling you, that's what's happening. Gege is a fucking goon. He's a
It's just
fucking toad.
here just to make everyone miserable at all times.
I mean, honestly, those are the best mangaka.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
mean,
I agree.
Fujimoto as well, right? It's just like pure misery. That's what we enjoy, paradoxically.
Just like to suffer. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I want to know what happens. Like, this is the most invested I've been in Jujutsu Kaisen in months.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm stressing badly.
mhm.
At first I thought I was like, oh man, okay, they're gonna get Sukuna out of Megami thanks to whatever this move is. And then maybe he'll just like have a body of his own or something. I don't really know how Jacob's ladder is supposed to work. But then the page turn was like, no, no, he's just a monster man still.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, that drawing, that's awful. Just horrible. I love it and I hate it.
Yeah, it's the
Um,
worst, but also I like it.
mhm. Yeah, it's the worst, but also I like it out of 10. That's probably
Uh-huh.
the best
Yeah,
way to
that's the
put it.
best way to explain it.
Mhm.
And then the grand finale, which is the JoJoLands.
It is wild to have a JoJo part again.
I know. One
Like
that
I don't
is
even
like
know.
I'm with from the beginning as well, 'cause when I first
Yeah.
started getting into JoJo, part 8 was ongoing already.
Yeah. Okay, I guess we should start like cuz I don't even know how to approach this. What do you think of our new main guy?
I like him. I think he's very much supposed to be, the Giorno of this new modern universe, because the modern
Mhm.
universe seems to be just kind of like spins on old characters. He has that
Mhm.
Giorno vibe. Um,
Mhm.
I'm glad that in the beginning he kind of seemed like he was going to be like a hyper serious one. I'm glad that didn't happen, and he's actually like kind of silly almost.
Yeah.
Um, I like him. I like him a lot.
He kind of feels both like the Giorno version but also like the anti-Giorno because he has very like superficial similarities to Giorno but also Giorno was outwardly kind and sort of calm, and then got aggressive and silly in like core moments because he was mostly Jonathan, and then he would sort of turn into Dio when necessary. Whereas this guy is starting to feel like he's the opposite. He's
Yeah, he's
mostly
kind
like
of
Dio.
Giorno with a personality inversion.
Yeah, he's mostly like Dio, and I guess we're going to discover his kinder side as we go on. Because so far, he's just a fucking murderer and drug dealer. Which, hey, that's pretty funny. Um, I do think it's a very strong start to the part. They're just like, yeah, our new main JoJo, he just beats the fuck out of the cop.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Hang on, we gotta light the car on fire before we leave."
Yeah. Um, and I like the setup as well, where it feels very reminiscent of like parts 3 and 5, where it's like, okay, this is your group of misfits,
Yeah, we're
go
gonna
do
go
a
on
thing.
to a fanciful location and perform some sort of heist of some kind.
Yeah, go get you youngsters with very various bizarre outfits. Go put yourself in a situation, and
Mm-hmm.
then do it for weeks.
Yeah, pretty much. I also really like the design of November Rain. I think it looks really cool.
Yeah, it's cool that we have like a stand that is not like punchy.
Yeah, it's not a punchy boy. For however long that lasts, it might become a punchy boy at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Because, main character stands tend to change these days.
Yes, but so here's my hypothesis: the stand isn't gonna change. Whenever he has to do a stand beatdown, he's gonna be the one. Like Jodio is gonna be the one doing the beatdowns.
Oh, he's gonna be the one doing the punches? I
Yeah, he's
could
just
get
gonna
behind that.
be
I
like
would I
ora
would enjoy
oraing.
that.
Or hell, maybe he'll like coat his hands in like the weird droplets that his stand produces
Oh yeah, the little
and do it like
raindrops
that.
that do all the damage.
Yeah, because that way he could also get around not being able to hurt stands as a human being.
True.
Because then he'd be like coated in stand liquid. Um so yeah, November Rain's ability, I guess, is like it rains down. It's not quite acid, is it? Because it looks more like it's
No, it looks
physical
like yeah,
detonation.
it looks like it does physical damage when the raindrops hit. Because they leave like
Hmm.
imprints.
Yeah. Um, it's almost like it rains rubber bullets, I guess, is a way it could be.
Sort of. Yeah. It's just like little physical impacts.
Hmm. Um, but yeah, I like November Rain. I like how fucked up it looks.
Yeah, it's like a creepy spider monster, man.
Hmm.
I also really like smooth
Um,
operators.
yes, just the little guys.
Just little guys moving stuff.
Yeah. No, they're really sweet. Speaking of smooth operators, what do you think of Dragona?
I like him or her, whichever one we're using.
I have no clue.
I'm
I
going with
mean the
him
manga.
because so far the manga has used him,
Yeah.
but it feels very much like they're not hiding that Jodio just isn't aware of what a transsexual person is, I guess. Because he's literally like, yeah, he gets, injections so that he has boobs now, but whatever, it's cool. It's like
Hmm.
obviously more intentional than just he likes to wear girls' clothes. Um, is this the first time that I'm asking is this, but it almost certainly is. The first time where it's been a direct relative is like the Jobro.
Yeah, I
Because
think
part 8 I
so.
wouldn't really count.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, I
and
think
part
so. I
7
think,
there was a JoJo brother, but he was dead in the story.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, um, yeah. I don't think we've had this before. Which is funny because I remember a lot of people theorizing that uh, that for part 9, the JoJo was going to be formed by two twins or two siblings, and it's kind of crazy that that actually came true.
Sort of.
Uh,
Because
yeah, I mean, they're not
Jodio still
twins.
makes the JoJo on his own,
Well,
um,
yes,
with naming convention wise. So it's not like two twins with names Joe or something. So
yeah.
sort of, but
Wait?
also sort of not.
I need to look at Dragona's design again because does he have?
Birthmark?
Uh, he does have the
He
birthmark,
does have the
yes, but
birthmark, yeah.
I was looking for the Joe earring because Jodio has one, and I was wondering if Dragona has the other one, but I don't.
No,
Doesn't seem
not
like
that I
it.
can see.
Because in that case, I would have said that probably the big upgrade to Jodio is going to be that he gets a second earring. That then, because his earring forms both the number 9 and Joe. You can see it really well on one of the like title pages.
Yeah, no, there is no other earring for Dragona.
Okay. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of wild how many like modern things crop up here. I mean, you have sort of the more affirmational stuff, trans rights, and we having just an explicitly trans character. But also, police brutality, COVID, Dua Lipa. Um, I saw a lot of people be like, "Oh, this is so weird. Why are you dating the series?" And it's like, have you read JoJo? Like, JoJo's a walking contemporary reference to itself. And that's kind of its whole deal. Um, but it's wild. It's crazy to think that, we finally caught up with like today,
I know, it's
right?
just modern era.
Hmm. But it is what it is. Uh, so what do you think of the other guy? What's his name? Paco.
The hustle.
Yeah, the hustle.
I think the stand power is cool. Like he can just do weird shit with his skin.
Yeah, he
Um,
like absorb stuff.
yeah, because ever since we transitioned from part 6 to part 7, where stands got a lot more abstract and weird. Um,
Hmm.
I like when they do funky stuff like this.
Yeah,
I also
because
like that
also,
they kind of build him out to be like they almost make it sound like he's gonna be a rival or something. Because the way that Jody is talking, he was like, ugh, this fucking guy. He's in here like
mm,
stealing stuff, but then he ends up being like part of the crew, which I like.
hmm, because that's the other thing you mentioned, sort of stands being more abstract. That's kind of where I'm expecting this whole thing about the mechanism to go. That he's basically explaining that all around us are systems of trust and of relation between humans and their like souls, I guess. And to me, that was really sounding like, okay, this is gonna be how they explain like some of the weirder shit that's about to happen. Um, like, oh, the mechanism is in of itself the origin of stands. And that's how, in part 8 you have that street that has a stand. And in part 7 you have the tree. And how that is possible beyond, of course, also the corpse of Jesus Christ. Um, which is still one of the funniest pieces of canon ever put into JoJo.
That Jesus's corpse gives you powers and is also in America.
Yeah. Also, Eon Star figured something out something interesting out that in this alternate timeline, um, of the United States history, the annexation of Hawaii into like the United States of America would fall into Funny Valentine's term.
Hmm, that is interesting.
Apparently, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
I've seen a
I've
lot of
I've
stuff
no
of
clue.
people talking about seeing like something for Valentine or Josuke. People are adamant that Part 8 Josuke is going to come back in this. I don't know why,
Hmm.
but they're very adamant. They're like, oh, it's definitely him they're going to steal the diamond from, which I don't see how that would be the case. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the big thing is of course the fact that they say, "Oh yeah, there is a Japanese man in this villa." Um, it does very much feel like, okay, this could be someone we've seen before. Um, so I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. Who do you think it is? Do you think it's just an
I
unrelated
just think
person?
it's some guy, just some character that's going to be the backdrop of the art going forward.
Hmm. Um, yeah, because in my ideal world, it would be Jobin. Because
No, I'd
I,
be okay with that. I liked Jobin. I feel like he got a sad, sour deal in Part 8.
yeah, I felt like he was just his stand and his personality and his design to me always screamed, "Please be important." And then, he kind of did
It
get done
wasn't.
dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would like it if you were sort of the mentor character. Um, no clue what the fuck he's doing in Hawaii, but it is what it is. Um, also, what do you think about Hot Dog Guy? The fourth
Oh,
member of our little
is
group.
that what he's eating?
Yeah,
Oh, it
that's a
is what
hot
he's
dog.
eating. Yeah. I like him. I don't know. Yeah, I get like weird hangover vibes from him, where they're all like, "Nah, we don't want to bring this weird dude," and he's like, "It's cool, guys. Come on, it'll be fine. Just the weird guy."
Also, the principal of the school being a drug dealer who deals drugs to kids, confiscates them at school, and then sells them back to
And then
them
sells them
is
again. Yeah,
yeah, that is absolutely incredible as like an
the hustle.
idea. Yeah, the hustle, do the hustle indeed. Um,
Why is the
and
hot
also
dog guy dressed like Tingle from The Legend of Zelda?
this is JoJo. Why are you
That's all
asking?
right. That's fair.
You don't like why is Jodio dressed the way he is? He looks like he has 7 backpacks.
True. I like his outfit though.
Yeah, no, it's a fine design. Um, I like his haircut as well. I know some people were a little torn on that.
Yeah, I like Jodio's design in general. I think he looks good.
Yeah, I mean I like Dragona's design also.
Hmm.
And Paco. What do you think on what do you think of their family tree that they show off?
With the weird gaps that just say like father in them and nothing else.
Yeah, that and also isn't doesn't this like add a new branch to the family that we hadn't seen in JoJolian yet?
Hang on, let me
Um,
find the family picture. Here it is.
yeah, on page 37, I think.
Yeah, I think so. The Barbara Ann side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we knew obviously about Holly Kira and Yoshikage Kira from JoJolian,
Hmm.
but we didn't. Yeah, because my memory of JoJolian is extremely hazy because I read it in the dumbest way possible, just sort of bit by bit.
No, I don't remember them ever saying that Holly had a sister. Or at
Hmm.
least if they did, they didn't extrapolate on it.
Hmm. Um. So yeah, no, very excited for this part. I cannot wait to see where we go with this. I also like that I like that the premise is just getting rich. Like that's it. It's just like yeah, we're gonna get fucking balling with
Yeah,
money.
I love the pages where he's like, look at this nerd. He's like this, but me, I'm like this. And he's doing like these stupid ass gangster poses.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and also I saw someone point out that because this is after JoJolian, there is a non-zero chance that any one of these characters could be a rock human.
That's true.
So that's gonna be like our big conflict going forward in this story. Like who is actually human and who is a rock man.
Also, they break down the take from this mission, and it's not that much money. So my assumption is we're definitely losing team members as we go forward because unless Jodio steals the diamond and runs. Um,
Hmm.
but his like when he broke down how much money they were all going to get, it was not that much money. So,
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's again, it's also JoJo, so we're definitely at least losing someone.
hmm.
My money would be on actually my number one pick would be Dragona, and my second pick would be Paco.
Yeah, I feel like well, it might be both, but I feel like Dragona we're certainly going to lose them, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, you know, had heard before the chapter start, before I read the chapter. Oh, Dragona is trans or at least gender questioning, I
Hmm.
guess. And I did think opening that concept with like 25 pages of sexual assault is, I think you can have a problem with that.
Yeah, yeah. I did enjoy the cop getting beaten near to death about it though, so that was okay.
Yeah, yeah, like it's one of those cases where I don't feel qualified to say if this is like acceptable or not. I can see why someone would have a problem with it.
Hmm.
Um, and I think that'd be valid. But I also think that, it is used to beat the fuck out of a corrupt piece of shit cop. So, it has that going for it, which is nice. And they light his car on fire. That's the important bit.
Hmm. Yeah. They make sure that the evidence is only on the body cams and they light the car on fire.
Yeah. Um, But yeah, super happy that JoJo's back. Crazy stoked to actually follow a part of JoJo from the start. And yeah, I think that's all my thoughts on it.
Yeah, same. I'm very excited to see more of it. I like our cast. I like the premise, and I
Hmm.
want to see more.
Yeah, I like the stands as well.
Yeah, all the stands are neat so far. There's none because in part 7, as much as I love that one, Mountain Tim's stand. I was like, bro, are you serious?
What, the rope?
Yeah, I can move my body along this rope. Okay.
I mean, that's kind of what the alternate universe is. It's the dumbest concept you ever heard of, and then the characters are actually really cool. The fights are very fun.
I really want to see
Um,
more fights with Dragona because I like that they fight just by moving someone's face. Like
yeah.
just smooth operators sliding the cop's eyes so that he missed his shot.
I hope Smooth Operators is this part's Sex Pistols.
I assume they're going to be. They look very similar, but I would like to see them talk.
Yeah,
I need them to
yeah.
say goofy things.
Mista!
Man, I love the Sex Pistols. It's such a good stand.
I love part 5. And this is starting to feel like sort of a mix between part 5 and 3, which is going to be very fun if that's actually what this is going to be.
Yes, because those are two of my 3 favorite parts. So here's
Hmm.
hoping.
Yeah, so, all right. Do we have any other thoughts, or is this
I
it?
think that is it. So thank you everybody for tuning in to another episode of Shonen and Chill, and we will see you in the next one.
Yeah, folks. See you around. Bye bye.